Hey everyone, welcome back to the next edition of a Fireside Chat. I'm Rick.
I'm Heather.
We're glad to have you guys in our home. We feel like we've ran out of interesting things to talk about.
We have.
Yeah, and we've got some recommendations from some of you who are tuning in each week, and we appreciate those.
We do. Keep them coming, please.
And one of the things that we heard is, listen, we're tuning in because we want to get to know you guys. We can't get together and have dinner. We can't see each other at church. We can't do any of those things, at least not yet here in Minnesota. And so this is kind of a one-way conversation where you're getting to know us. Somebody said, tell us how you guys got together. How did you meet?
Yeah.
So babe, let's tell everyone the story of how I swept you off your feet.
Okay.
We met in college.
We did. We went to college, a small Bible college in the Panhandle of Florida.
That's right.
And one day we, in the same friend group, just showed up together. We didn't know each other.
Nope, we didn't know each other.
And there's this guy, and he's standing on the dock, getting ready to jump into the springs, which are just natural springs all over Florida. They're beautiful. He jumps in the springs. He's trying to get out, and somebody's in his way. And you said,
"Hey, take off, eh?"
Yeah. Okay, so what you need to do...
Take off, hoser.
Take off, hoser.
Yeah.
Wait, we're going to hit pause really quick. I was raised on an obscure beer drinking movie called Strange Brew.
From the early 80s.
From the early 80s. Thank you, Dad. I know you're watching. One that is near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
And no one, especially no one at a Bible college, should know anything about that movie.
Yeah, I grew up drinking. I didn't grow up drinking. That came out wrong. I did not grow up drinking. I grew up that drinking was a sin and always wrong in every situation. And so how I had watched that movie and knew to quote it, I don't even know, but...
I don't know,
yeah.
But it caught my attention right away.
And then I noticed you.
I was like, hey, I love that movie.
And we started hanging out.
We did.
But there's a problem.
Yeah.
One of my good friends liked you.
Yeah, he did.
So I gave you the Heisman.
You did.
I kind of kept you at a distance. I was friendly, I think.
Yeah.
But I even went on a date with your roommate.
I did. I tried to set you up with my roommate because I was interested in somebody else.
Yeah. So that did. So it took a little. We had our own little rom-com thing happening.
Right.
And but it kind of got to a point where we really enjoyed being around each other.
Yeah.
And this is back in the day of before everyone took laptops to class.
Right.
We're in college and you have to do handwritten notes, analog.
Right.
And I'm left-handed.
I'm right-handed.
So you sat on my left.
Right.
And so it looked like we were taking notes.
Right.
During the lecture, but really
we were playing games.
We were playing games.
Writing notes back and forth.
Yeah, that's right. Working on my game.
You know what? He had really strong game. And here's how you know. Because when the teacher wasn't looking, he would unzip his backpack and out would come the Star Wars figurines.
Babe, you're embarrassing me.
I'm sorry. They're a part of our story.
Oh, well, I was a little silly. I was a little goofy.
I loved it.
And I would get bored in class and I carried around action figures in my backpack.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, I guess I endeared you to me through that. And so we started dating. And listen, we were one of those couples. It was a long, slow ramp up before we ever got engaged. I mean, we dated almost what?
3 months?
We dated almost 3 months before we got engaged.
Almost.
Almost 3 months. And then our wedding came around. We were married before we knew each other a year. Mm-hmm. And tell everyone how old you were.
So I was 19 when we got engaged, and I turned 20 just 2 weeks before our wedding day.
Hey, and for any of you moms and dads out there, and you're like earmuffing the kids right now, you don't want your daughter to get married that young. Caroline is 16.
Yeah, we don't want her to get married that young either.
She's like 3 years away from what you did. I can't even imagine.
No.
I can't believe your dad didn't like shoot me. He was a butcher. I can't believe he didn't like fillet me alive.
Yeah.
I would be so afraid if my daughter did that.
Oh man, my parents are laid back.
Yeah, they're great. They're great people. And so anyway, we got married young, and we got married quick. Uh-huh. And we've been married. This summer will be 21 years.
21 years.
Now I'm going to bring it down a little bit. We're getting serious.
Okay.
A lot of our friends who were on a similar track where they got married very young and very quick, almost none of them made it.
Yeah.
So I've married couples who got married young and quick. I've backed out of marrying couples who wanted to get married young and quick. But my question for them is always the same. Listen, I'm in your corner. It can work. I'm a test case that it can work.
Yeah.
But the odds were not in my favor. The odds aren't in your favor if you're getting married young and getting married quick. So why do you think it will be different for you? And just being in love is not enough.
No, it's not.
Okay, so babe, let me ask you this question. Why do you think it was different for us from other people? We're not smarter, we're not better.
No, we're not. But something we were encouraged to do by my parents.
I was too afraid to say no to them.
Right, me too. Was premarital counseling, and we had a really skilled premarital
awesome.
counselor. And Dr. Burns, if you're watching this, I hated your guts, but I'm so grateful.
Yeah. He was the bad guy.
Yeah, he was.
He did the heart. He was the bad guy, and let us kind of come together over building our course together. He was genius. This was assignment number 1, our very first premarital counseling session. He says, I want you to come back next week with a list of 10 things you don't like about the other person. Don't share it with them. We'll share it together. It'll be a surprise. We'll share it together when we come back together. You were done in like 15 minutes.
Before we even got back to the car, I was ready.
I agonized all week long. I was stressed out. 10 things that I don't like about you. But he was great at getting us to identify and wrestle through all the things that were going to be a problem that just being young and dumb allowed you to not look at. He was forcing us to look at. He gave us the gift of wisdom that we had not earned yet.
Right.
So really, really appreciated that. So we were young.
Yeah.
We were dumb.
Very.
We were broke.
Yes.
But thanks to your parents, we got the gift of wisdom from somebody else.
Yeah.
And that helped us.
I think it did. I like to say that it saved our marriage before it even started.
Absolutely.
I didn't know anything about being married.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys want to see some photos? There's some
this
photos.
is a good one.
Oh, some photos of a
so for you people who are big on engagement pictures,
young Rick and Heather.
Yeah, the top one.
That was our engagement photo. Hey, you want to pick another one? Let's see here. All right, tell them a story.
Literally.
Tell the kids at home a story.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
A story?
I don't know.
So we got married on the hottest day in the summer.
That's right.
It was like
120 degrees.
120 degrees.
With the heat index.
Myself and my bridesmaids were all barefoot because if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm a little unconventional.
Yeah.
But I did not want to be wearing shoes.
Do you remember the first place we went after we got married?
Chick-fil-A.
We went to Chick-fil-A. There we go. There's the young couple right there. I don't know how well you can see that. I'm super, super baby-faced. But I was young. You were 20. I turned 21 in April and we got married in July. So we were young, dumb. We were broke. But your parents, my parents were great. Mm-hmm. They were close by. They were very supportive. It was your parents' suggestion, mandate, command. We were voluntold to do premarital counseling. Huge gift. So
it was.
Kip and Lily, thank you. Mom, I know you're probably watching this too. Thanks for all of your support during those early years.
Yeah, you guys were great friends.
Yeah, so that's a little bit about how we got together.
Yeah.
You regret it?
No, of course I don't regret it.
Yeah, good. Me neither.
Okay, good.
Love you, babe.
Love you too.
Hey, let's spend the last just couple of minutes real quick sharing what we're doing in our home right now to try and disciple our kids. We came across a resource that I was actually pretty skeptical about because...
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Who trusts a thing on YouTube?
Yeah, and normally I'm a little wary of Christian movie productions, but we have started watching the show The Chosen.
Yeah.
And it's a fresh look at the life of Jesus, and really it's more of a backstory on all the people whose lives are changed by Jesus.
Right.
Some of the original followers. We are loving it, and all throughout watching it, our kids are peppering us with questions.
So many good questions, and it's making the person of Jesus and the way that they portray him and his disciples as very real people.
Yeah.
One of the things that I don't like about Christian-produced films is that they always make Jesus seem kind of awkward.
Yeah.
And holy and kind of untouchable.
Yeah, yeah. But when I watch this, I'm like, I want to spend time with this guy. And it makes Peter's life look raw and messy. Mary Magdalene's life look raw and messy.
Matthew, the tax collector.
Oh, and it draws out the power of life change in these people. And so we're pausing this all the way through because we have to stop and answer some great questions from our kids. We're loving it. I don't know if you've checked it out yet. If you haven't, check it out.
You definitely should.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, it's not going to be the biblical accounts that we're seeing. It's the backstory, really.
It's a backstory,
so don't get caught up. It's more like what would have Jesus been like between the stories?
Yeah, it's there's some creative license, but I think it honors the New Testament incredibly well.
I really do.
Yeah. So check that out. You might enjoy that. It's always nice to find a new resource, especially one that causes our kids to lean in and ask questions. I love talking. Right?
What?
I love talking.
News.
But you know that somebody really wants to hear what you have to say when they're asking questions. And so when my kids ask me questions, especially about what it means to trust the gospel, what does it mean to grow in your faith, or what would it mean to embrace faith, I get so excited about that.
Check it out. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. All right, guys, have a great week.
Bye, everyone.
We'll see you next Wednesday.